Hey, what's up guys? It's Brandon from Team Arsenal back with another video, and today we'll be doing a little discussion of our July 2021 ban list, which recently dropped yesterday at the time of recording this video. We had a couple of hits. A lot of cards were brought back, some more questionable than others, and we're going to see how this affects the format moving forward. But before we get into that, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about us. Every 50 subscribers will have a giveaway. The time of recording this video, we have 134 subscribers. Let's get that to 150. After that, 200, then 250, 300, 350, etc. So before we get to the actual discussion, let's recap the ban list. For the Forbiddens, we have Guard Dragon LP and Zodiac Trident, which aren't surprises to be honest. For the limits, we have Miscellaneous Swords, Perform Power Scarcrabat Joker, Striker Dragon, Solomon Great, Mirage Stelio, and Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge. And for the semi-limits, we just strictly have Double Iris Mission, and for the unlimits, we have Symbol of Heritage. Now we're going to start our discussion with Zodiac Trident. Originally, it was banned back in 2009 after being seen as too powerful for its time, which, I mean, it was, to be honest. The whole entire deck was something that wasn't really seen before, with Brawl Bull searching any of the Beast Warriors it wanted, Trident popping any card on the board and having multiples of it at that, Whiptail banishing cards or banishing monsters from the field when it battles any Zodiac, etc. But now it's going back on the ban list for being an enabler of a board building combo with Zodiac Ram, which generates 3+ monsters for the deck, which was an easy way to link into, forget the name of that that Tri-Brigade it went into before. I mean, this is after Mega Collapse, obviously, but I have a picture of it up there for you guys. But it basically just generated free advantage for Tri-Brigade Zoo before even any Tri-Brigades even touched the board, basically. And then pure builds, it basically just gave you a free Mega Collapse or whatever you wanted out of 3 monsters. Sometimes it could generate more than that, depending on what your hand looked like. But also, with Tri-Brigade actually taking its place firmly in the meta without even using necessarily Zodiacs at this point, so it was only a matter of time to Konami decide to touch the Zoo builds, especially pure Zoo for that matter, by hitting Trident. Possibly eliminating both from the meta while promoting the play of pure Tri-Brigade, excuse me. I also want to add that at the recent LCS, if you guys seen the meta-analysis for it, I'll see if I can get some pictures of it as well, where you see that most of the top cut of that tournament was held by Tri-Brigade Zoo and Pure Zoo, which something Konami was not really looking forward to going into with the new support from Lightning Overdrive for most of these decks. It's fine with Trident doing it. It's fine with Tri-Brigade doing it. It might be okay with Dinos to some degree doing it, but definitely not Zoo, because Zoo had its time and it's not happy with that. So moving on to our next ban, we had Guard Dragon LP, which, should be told, it's about time. Guard Dragon LP was a staple in Dragon decks since its inception, allowing for free access to any summonable dragon from your main deck, including but not limited to Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, as well as Starler Seyford and Omni Dragon Brotar, etc. Dragon Link also had evolved to the point where the deck could easily make boards and play through possible Nibiru with just one good Dragon starter, with or without a good extender or two, with Striker Dragon and Guard Dragon LP being the enablers. This deck had got to the point where I remember when we had Link Cross, where you literally just normal summon a black metal dragon, basically got you there because of Link Cross and Striker Dragon, and then LP just was there along for the ride. This is kind of a situation like we had with Agripane a year or two ago, where it's just too free. It's so much it can bring out now, because like I said, there's Darkness Metal Dragon, there's I think his name is Omni Dragon Brotar. If the name is wrong, forgive me. I'll put a picture up here of it. Starlight Saferd, etc. Even in some cases, Rocket Tracer and them. But LP made it just too free at that point. It was too free. And that's something that the Konami's not really gonna really let go for too much longer, especially if the deck is the best deck in the format. It's time for some change, obviously. Moving on to the limits, we'll start with Miscellaneous Swords. Now, with the arrival of the Scrap Dino builds, as well as the Fall of Pure Zoo, Dragon Link, and Tri-Brigade Zoo, I feel it's a preemptive have to keep dinos in check without necessarily hurting the playability of the deck completely. It's also dinos, either it wasn't topping, it wasn't doing as much as it used to because of the way the format was set up. With these current decks being knocked down the peg, it would definitely just make it easier for a full power dino deck to just fly through and take over the meta, which that's obviously not what Konami's aiming for. They're aiming for you to go through Tri-Brigade, go through go through Drytrons, etc. to play a game competitively, and then everything else just falls under that. And they probably felt like this deck was probably gonna need to be checked beforehand, or everybody's gonna be flying to it, which it makes sense because having 3 Miscellaneous Swords gave Dino players an easy, consistent, and sometimes unfair advantage over opponents, not allowing them to repeat their plays whatsoever, as well as giving them a free Animador Archer Sword whenever the player needed it. Because as we know, Archer Swords is level 1. You can just send Miscellaneous Swords to the graveyard, banish Miscellaneous Swords, get Animador Archer Sword, and there you are. So I feel like this is a pretty fair hit. I mean, I don't know why. I guess they brought it back to 3 just to promote the Dino deck, but I don't think it needed to be at 3 to begin with, truth be told. Moving on, Skulkerback Joker to 1, which kind of surprised me. Because truth be told, I don't know what's going to do this format at all. I mean, it's like, I guess they're testing the waters to slowly release, Pinnos to be played, I guess. Because, I mean, they have seen no play whatsoever except from by Treff Gaming. Shout out to him, by the way. But maybe there's some future support for us, for Performer Powers, Odd Eyes, Magician support, excuse me. And I guess other than that, I guess you're trying to make it playable. I mean, because it's been a while. I don't think it necessarily even needs to be at 1, truth be told. I mean, I guess he tried out at 1, but I think it's 1 card. So you could probably put the 3 and it make the deck playable along with Double Iris. I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't know if it's gonna be, game changer or anything like that, truth be told. But that's opposite for Striker Dragon, obviously. Like I said, with Guard Dragon LP, these two promoted so much versatility and flexibility in the plays of Dragon League players, including basically a free monster reborn for your Rocket monsters if you just, normal summon a Rocket monster, link it away for Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon searches for Boost Sector Launch. You use Striker Dragon to pop itself to get that rocket back. You basically summon that rocket right back out, with possibly more rockets if you had your way. But limiting Striker Dragon and banning Guard Dragon LP puts this situation in check, though I believe. And to be honest, the deck's gonna recover because they still have Pisty, they still have one of the Striker Dragons. It just makes the deck more hindered. It's easier to get touched. It's just like with when Drytrons first got hit, the deck seemed like it was like hard to beat, or if you don't have a certain amount of cards in hand or X amount of cards to play with, then the deck just runs you over. Now it seems a lot more fair now. So I don't expect Dragon Links to be out of the meta for too long. They might like squeeze in as still a top contender, maybe tier 2 or something like that when everybody figures out the deck. Well, somebody figures out the deck, because they always will. But I've already seen a couple of videos go up of showing combos and tutorials of how to play the deck without, LP or 3 Striker Dragons, so watch out for that. But moving on, Mirage Stelio 2-1. Now, this one kind of surprised me, but because this is again one situation where they probably testing the waters. But Mirage Stelio was definitely welcome back to Salman Grades, because it hasn't really seen much success since Stelio was gone, to be told. It's still seen tops here and there, but it was not as prevalent as it was when we had Stelio 3. But will this bring them back into the fold as far as the meta? I think it will, truth be told, depending on the builds, because this is a very powerful XE monster. Even though there are other hits on the ban list for Solomon grades, like I believe Solomon Grade Circle and Gazelle, where the deck's still hindered, but that can be circumvented, I guess, with sign that minings and stuff, and we could see where it goes from there. Moving on, Sky Striker Mobilize Engaged one. This one really puzzled me, because me personally, I've never been a fan of Sky Strikers, and they gave Sky Strikers one of the most busted cards to ever hit the game in Mobilize Engage, where it's basically just search any of your Sky Striker cards you need, and then if you have 3 more spells in the grave, which this deck does easily draw cards, so it's basically giving them a +2 for the freezies. I mean, I guess, well, +2, it's technically a +1. It's technically a +1 because you get rid of the Mobilize Engage to search for a card, and then you draw a card. So I guess it's a +1, but as Konami likes to put it, +1s are bad. Anyway, this might, low-key, in my opinion, make them, Sky Strikers, I mean, a viable rogue or tier 2 option in the meta. You know, with the right build, of course, but I don't think it's going to be, like, top tier. But it's definitely gonna be able to make some noise. I think it has Widowmaker at 3 now, so that's definitely something to be concerned about. But I see that Konami TCG is likely following in the footsteps of Konami OCG, who previously had Engaged Limited, but now it's semi-limited over there. So, but the thing is, over there they do have Kagari to 1, so I guess we're gonna test the water and see what happens with that. Double Iris to 2. Personally, I feel like this could have came to 3. The only card I feel like that should be on semi-limited list is Destiny Hero Malicious. So please don't start refilling this portion of the ban list, Konami. But I feel like I said before, Double Iris is one of those cards that it's not gonna have much impact in the current meta. And like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing it to 3 because it's not gonna do anything. I personally feel like it's not gonna do anything. And then lastly, we're gonna cover Symbol of Heritage. Before this ban list, I didn't even know what the hell this card was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know what the hell this card was. But from what I researched, it was just another innocent victim in Konami's quest to kill all OTKs or FTKs in the game. Which, with Can Soldier and cards like it being banned, we should be fine. But also, I'm interested to see if any decks play whatsoever play this, because I see it had a little combo with Lone Fire Blossom, as well as, you know, it's an equip spell, so maybe it could be used in possibly an ISO deck or equip spell deck. Though I honestly doubt it, should be told. But it'd be cool to see. But in our final remarks, recap, like I said, with the banning of Guardian LP and limiting of Striker Dragon, Dragonlance can recover from this, but it is a critical hit. They have to basically rebuild the deck when you think about it. But it's far from, you know, dead or anything like that. But also with the banning of Zodiac Trident, Zoo builds, mainly Tri-Brigade Zoo, Zoo Ellich, Pure Zoo, may no longer be viable for the higher level of competitive play. Like I said, it was basically Trident and Ram who actually got you to the 3+ monsters on the board to enable, you know, free and easy lane climbs, because there was no restriction on it. Like, it wasn't saying like you only can summon Beast Warrior monsters and things like that after or anything like that. But yeah, with just one card, one normal summon of a zoo, the right zoo mainly, it just got you there. But like I said, without Trident, I don't see the deck possibly going past maybe locals or regionals level. I mean, because like before Trident came back, we were playing, you know, like Zodiac Stun and stuff. So I mean, maybe that's a possibility, but other than that, I don't really see it. The limiting of Miscellaneous Swords should not stop pure Dino decks from finding their way, like with Solomon Grades in their All Mirage or Sky Strikers with Engage. So I expect these decks to move from Rogues to possibly Tier 2, and I see them. I want to see how far Scrap Dino goes, for that matter as well, because that deck seems pretty cool, though it hasn't really seen any success right now. Like, maybe it's a few stops here and there, but it wasn't really doing anything to be told. So with the balance, maybe it'll come through now. After this ban list, I fully expect Drytrons and Pure Driver Gate to be the best decks in the format until the format is fully figured out, because they weren't touched on the ban list at all, so that's pretty obvious. And though they should have little to no impact on the format, I'm interested to see what players could do with one Sarcophagus Joker as well as two double Irish missions. And I wonder if we can get them both at 3 next ban list if everything goes as I predict they will. Because personally, I was a huge fan of the Pendulum deck when it had the Sarcophagus Jokers, the double Irises, and we were using Time Pendulum Graph and Star Pendulum Graph. That deck was really cool to me. I was definitely a huge fan of it. So I'm personally gonna be trying out a deck and see what happens with it. And then lastly, will we get a Symbol of Heritage OTK or FTK? I highly doubt it. And I feel like it could have come out this list sooner, but I mean, we'll see, I guess. But anyways, guys, that's been the Banlist discussion with your boy Ren. We're looking into seeing what this format brings us. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and tell me guys what you feel about this video. It's been Ren from Team Arsenal signing out. Peace.
Hi guys, it's Bunny. Thank you guys for always supporting us and watching our videos. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out our other social media pages in a link down below. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.